X-ray photoelectron spectroscopy, which is also known as ISCA, electron spectroscopy for chemical analysis. Introduction. In this, sample surface is irradiated. Suppose this is the sample surface is irradiated with X-ray and surface emits the electron, which is also known as photoelectron, and its electron's energy is measured this electron energy is measured, and then this electron emitted atom, the atom is identified. After measuring the electron energy, the sample or atom of the sample is identified. But except hydrogen and helium atom, all atom can be identified. This ISCA also provides the information about the bonding in atom. Hence, this is the chemical analysis. Now here this X-ray is used as a soft X-ray having the range 200 to 2000 kilo electron volt. Now remember the photoelectron energy or the photon's energy. Remember, photon energy must be smaller than the binding energy of the electron or binding energy of the inner shell electron. Suppose at this place, and there is, we draw the picture of the atomic structure like this. This is the nucleus and this is the number of shells K, L, M, and this is the nucleus. Now what is the binding energy? We are explaining the binding energy. Here it is 1s shell first, 1s orbital, and here 2s 2p, so 3s 3p, and so on, 3d something. And now here, if suppose electron is present here, then the electron and the nucleus holding this energy is called the binding energy. So what is the binding energy? Binding energy is the amount of the energy to hold the electron with the nucleus. So this having binding energy different, this having different binding energy. So binding energy are different when electrons are present in the different orbit in the shell. And here, as the energy is measured, then detector draw the figure or a spectrum like this. These peaks or graph shows the different peaks shows the characteristic binding energy associated with each electron. Characteristic binding energy associated with each electron gives the different sets of peak, and this information and this determine the which element is present. So this graph shows which element is present. Principle of ISCA or X-ray photon electroscopy. Its principle is based on the Einstein's photoelectric effect, that is ejection of the electron from the surface by irradiation. You have heard about the Einstein's photoelectric effect. When on the metal radiation falls, then electrons is ejected. So ejection of the electron from the surface by irradiation. We can write this as Ek is equal to h nu minus E subscript b, where E subscript k is kinetic energy of photoelectron or ejected electron. H nu is the energy of X-ray and E subscript b is binding energy. This is the binding energy of ejected electron, where in the energy of X-ray H is known as Planck's constant and nu is the frequency of radiation. Now here EB, this EB, binding energy of ejected electron, it depends on the oxidation of atom. And in solid it is measured as a Fermi level. In solid this EB is measured as a Fermi level. So here is the figure. Now EB is the binding energy of the photoelectron, and this EB depends on the oxidation state of atom. Why oxidation state involved? Because as in atom, from the neutral atom, as electron is removed, then atom becomes ionized. One electron remove, one plus charge, two electron remove, two positive charge. So these plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 are the oxidation state. So binding energy depends on the oxidation state of atom, and in solid it is measured by Fermi energy level or Fermi level. So now in the figure, this is the sample. As the photon energy or photon falls with energy h nu, then here this sample, the electron is ejected. This is the photoelectron, this is the valence band, and at this level this is the Fermi level, this is the energy of valence band, and this space is used as a correction, this EW. So we can add the correction as EW in the above equation, in this equation, as EK is equal to h nu minus E B minus EW. This figure shows that if H nu is less than EW, then means this EW is large than energy of this photon, then no photo emission occurs. No photo emission occurs. Second, if H nu is less than EB plus EW, those will come here. So in this condition, again this H nu is small, then no photo emission. No photo emission. And in last condition, if EK is greater than EB, then energy of the electron increases and binding energy decreases. Then photo emission occurs. As the kinetic energy is greater than binding energy, then electron will eject and photo emission will occurs. Now you are seeing the figure on the screen, figure of atomic number versus binding energy. This figure shows different curves of different atomic orbitals, that is 1s, 2s, 2p, 3p, etc., 4s, 3d, etc. Figure shows binding energy of different levels of an element depends on the energy level, which shows that this figure shows that for different atomic orbital for any particular element, binding energy order decreases. For different atomic orbital for any particular element, binding energy order decreases, as EB, binding energy of 1s orbital, is greater than binding energy of 2s orbital, which is greater than 2p orbital, and so on. Similarly, this shows that binding energy of particular orbital increases as atomic number Z increases. Hence, order is binding energy of sodium 1s orbital is less than binding energy of magnesium 1s orbital. Similarly, it is less than binding energy of aluminium 1s orbital, and so on. So binding energy in this binding energy of particular orbital increases as atomic number increases. Atomic number: sodium 11, magnesium 12, aluminium 13, 14, 15, so on. And it also shows that binding energy is not affected by the isotope. It will be same. For example, binding energy of sodium, atomic number 11, atomic mass 22, of 1s orbital will be same binding energy of sodium, atomic number 11, atomic mass 23 of 1s orbital. So this is the isotope. Atomic number same but mass number is different. So binding energy is not affected by the isotope, it will be same. Thus photo emission or photo electron ejection process occurs in 3 steps. Thus photo emission or photoelectron ejection process on the surface occurs by 3 steps. First step, initial step, in this absorption and ionization takes place. Second step, final step, here atomic response and photoelectron creation. And in third step, extrinsic losses, electron ejection, electron transport to the surface and escape. Next, effect of chemical shift. Now in some NMR spectroscopy chart, you have seen that, or you may see that the spectrum chart like this. This is the signal, this is the peak of the ethyl alcohol or ethanol. Now how this chart obtained? If the sample is placed in the instrument, then under the magnetic field, then instrument read that signal and detector shows the chart like this. So this is the, and this one is the chemical shift, this number from 0 1 2 3, and here peaks are obtained at the position, different position. These peaks position is called the chemical shift. So chemical shift is obtained at resonant frequency of nucleus relative to magnetic field produce the signal. These are the nucleus, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So the resonant frequency of the nucleus relative to the magnetic field then produce the signal, that is peak, and is called the chemical shift. This chemical shift is denoted by delta in parts per million, or also denoted or represented by tau scale. This is delta scale and another is tau scale. So what is the effect of chemical shift? Here binding energy depends on the energy level of ejected electron. This binding energy, this depends on the energy level of ejected electron, that is 1s, 2s. So binding energy depends on the energy level of ejected electron, that is 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, etc. And this binding energy also depends on the oxidation state of atom. Oxidation state of atom. For example, chromium plus 3 or chromium plus 4, etc. And this binding energy also depends on the physical environment. We can give the number 1, number 2 and number 3. Binding energy depends on the physical environment of solid, liquid, gases, etc. So binding energy affect on the small change in peak position. this is the peak position. So this peak position is affected by binding energy, and in this spectra is disturbed from the original. So binding energy affect on the small change in the peak position in spectra than original position. Thus, due to binding energy, different peak signal is obtained for different oxidation states of the same atom. Hence, binding energy differentiate the atom among variable oxidation state. Means this Cr3 plus will. Next topic, apparatus used in SCA. Here the figure is given, figure of schematic diagram of ESCA SCA or X-ray photoelectron spectrometer. This is the X-ray generator. Here it is sample, and photoelectron generated goes to here. Here this hemisphere electrode, and electron travels towards, and here come, then collectors reads, collect and send to the detector side where electron multiplying occurs, and these amplify the signal and computer record the signal. This is the recorder. So as X-ray falls on the sample, then electrons is emitted at right angle of the X-ray and travels towards the entrance of energy analyzer, that is kinetic energy analyzer. Here electric field is adjusted by the these two concentric hemisphere. So electric field is adjusted by the two concentric hemispherical electrodes, so that analyzer select only those electrons having a particular energy and send them to the detector, and detector forms the spectrum of number of emitted electron as a function of kinetic energy. And last is the application of XPS or SCA. SCA is used in microanalysis of the surface of metals and alloys. It is used in study of mineral surfaces, also used in medical field like dental magnetic attachment, etc.